Before we start, I just want to say thank you to my patrons, especially my High Council members, Elder Barry, Lena, Andy Dodge, and Billy Frakes. You guys are the best. There was a while where I was really excited to be excited about the new Dungeons & Dragons movie. And then Wizards of the Coast had to go do this horrible PR thing, and that's a bummer. I was obsessed with superheroes when I was a little kid. So when the Marvel Cinematic Universe kicked off, seeing big budget production quality movies encapsulating the same feeling that I was trying to evoke when I was smashing action figures against each other was thrilling. It was almost empowering. And I was so eager to get that same tingly, like, oh, they're making this for me, with this new Dungeons & Dragons movie. They done got it on, messed it up. But fear not. There already were a couple D&D movies. There's actually a whole trilogy of them. So I thought I would watch this trilogy, and I would take you along for the ride with me. So we're going to start with the first one, Dungeons & Dragons 2000. I have seen this one before, but it has been 20 plus years since I saw it. I saw it in the theaters when I was a little kid, and I remember when I saw it in the theaters thinking that it wasn't very good. I have some Cheetos, because I feel like Cheetos are a real RPG type thing, and I got the honey cheese, because if you've ever had these, you know that they are the best.
The Empire of Izmir has long been a divided land, ruled by the mages and elite group of magic users. The little commoners, those without magic, are little more than slaves. Izmir's young empress, Savina, wishes quality and prosperity for all, but the evil mage, Profion, has other intentions.
Those names. Alright, let's go. Dungeons & Dragons, baby! The movie opens with a very long narrative explaining the whole plot and why everything matters, and a bunch of names. And I'm gonna be honest with you all here. Those went in one ear and out the other. I wasn't paying attention to all that ridiculous intro, all those silly names. What matters is that the mages are a ruling class, everyone else is basically slaves, and there is a queen who wants to change things, and there is an evil wizard who wants things to stay the same. This is a cool looking dungeon. This dungeon's rad. The sets in this movie are awesome. Straight up awesome. So far, this is awesome. I don't remember anything that they said at the beginning, but I don't care. He loves that spear. He loves it. We are introduced to the villain of the movie, Profion, the evil wizard. I did not know his name throughout most of the movie. I also acknowledge that he was referenced in that opening narration, but I had to look it up on Wikipedia just now. He's the bad guy, he's an evil wizard, and he's trying to make a staff that can control dragons. This dragon is not the best looking. Get out of here, monks! We're then introduced to two of our main characters, and they think it would be a good idea to rob a mage's tower. Not a wizard's tower, a mage's tower. No wizards in this movie, just mages.
Think of what we could find in there.
Both of their names I did not know until halfway through the movie or the end of the movie, but I now know their names are Ridley and Snails.
If we pull this off, we'll be the envy of every thief in Sumdal.
They're okay. I really am enjoying this so far. It's not that good, but it's really fun. We then get a scene of Profius / Jeremy Irons speaking to a council of wizards, suggesting that they vote to oust the queen or to deny her of what she's trying to do. They're talking politics, but it's really stupid. I'm pretty sure when they were making this movie, they knew, this part's stupid, let's just skip past it. And that's what we're gonna do. He's Profion. Oh my god. All these fucking names. Oh, these sweeping shots. You can see where Game of Thrones got its inspiration. We're then introduced to the Empress, the one who has the power to control dragons with her staff, and she is the worst actress in the movie. Oh my goodness. She has to give these epic speeches later, and they're just, well, you'll see. I remember her being terrible from watching this movie when I was a kid. She's got a real, Anakin Skywalker problem. Everything is just the exact same tone of voice. Look at this old guy. Look at this guy's eyebrows. Look at those eyebrows! Best eyebrows in the movie.
Ancient artifact called the Rod of Savril. It holds the same powers as your scepter, with one difference. It controls red dragons.
In this scene, we learn that there's another scepter that allows you to control red dragons, which is apparently more powerful than her scepter, which can control gold dragons.
I must have that Rod of Savril.
Okay, wait a minute. So he doesn't need... I thought he wanted her rod. So he doesn't want her rod. He just wants a rod. Also, it's a little bit weird that the plot of this movie is, let's make the Emperor get a really, really powerful weapon so that they can change the way the system runs. I understand that this Emperor, she's like a good Emperor and she wants everyone to be free and equal, but if you boil the details out of that a little bit, the plot of this movie is basically, let's give the person in charge a more powerful deterrent to prevent other people from trying to stop them. And that's weird, right? What is this guy's title in the kingdom? What is Jeremy Irons' role? Evil wizard? Is that his job? Look at his room. This is his office. How do they not know that he's evil? Look at his office! No, I'm not evil. I just collect skulls. Pay no mind to the demonic screaming.
Why don't we just rob God while we up here? Come on, Snails.
Did he just say, why don't we rob God? So Ridley and Snails decide to rob the mage's tower. Then we get introduced to one of those mages. Not the cool old guy with the crazy eyebrows. Another mage. All right, we got the mage popping in.
I never saw a scroll so hard to decode.
He failed his intelligence check. Eyebrows and Big M have this scroll that, if deciphered, can reveal how to get the scepter of dragon control that everybody's after. The props in this scene are awesome.
Marina, go and check on this.
The adventuring party's about to come together.
I'll be thanking you when they cut my head off.
You should.
What?
It'd be an improvement.
What?
There's that superior intelligence you mages are so famous for.
Is this supposed to be banter?
Speaking.
This is so stupid.
Well,
The bald guy who works for Jeremy Irons shows up. I think his name is Damados or Damador. I just called him Dumbledore throughout most of the movie. Anyway, he shows up to take the scroll, and then the young mage, Marina, she takes the scroll, but she also takes the thieves, and they escape, and the chase begins. Wait, the portal didn't close? They were just able to walk through too? That's not the best.
Shouldn't have done that.
Enter the dwarf. Does he have a name? Maybe. I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure they never ask him his name, and I don't remember him giving anyone his name in the whole movie. He starts off as one of my favorite characters, and as you'll see as we continue through the movie, he becomes more and more problematic as it goes. This is like when you have a player at your table and they make one slightly off-color joke, but it lands really well, and they just assume that gives them the green light to make any joke they want for the rest of the campaign, when really the dungeon master should probably pull them aside and be like, hey man, you gotta chill a little bit on these. You're making everybody a little bit uncomfortable. You'll see. The dwarf is just with him now. We don't even know his name yet. What's his name? If you go into this movie with really low expectations, it's kind of fun. Oh, sweet summer Cinder. If only you knew how boring it's gonna get. I don't know. I'm digging it. It's bad, but it's also kind of great. Am I crazy? Jeremy Irons tells Baldy McLipperson to go hunt down the adventurers, and then there is the most memorable part of the whole movie. It's the only part that I remembered from when I was a little kid. Jeremy Irons puts this weird creature inside Baldy that has these like tendrils that come out of the ears with these little flower polyp things. It's gross. It's awesome. It kind of doesn't matter. Like, it's used as a plot device once or twice, but mostly it's just very gross looking. We meet up with the whole group in a tavern, and I gotta say, this set is awesome. Look at this. This looks amazing. The sets are so fun. Look at this panning shot. It's all one take so far. All right, do we learn the dwarf's name, or do we just never learn the dwarf's name? That's the question. And the answer is no, we don't. Hey, did you guys hear that? Did you hear what he said? Listen to what he said. Listen.
Yeah, well, have you ever heard of Honor Amongst Thieves?
We have! It's a movie that comes out later this year. Wizards of the Coast got into a whole bad PR thing in really poor timing for it coming out. Classist much? I mean, these are all kind of fun characters, though. Like, if these were D&D characters, this would be a blast. You got the snooty wizard, the of the people thieves, and, like, the dwarf that seems like he just kind of yells and eats. That's a great adventuring party so far. That's a real D&D party. Do we care about these characters? No. Do we know anything about these characters? No. But that's a D&D party. This is something that came up a lot for me while watching this movie, where from the lens of film, it was terrible. But from the lens of tabletop role-playing games, it wasn't that bad. It reminded me a lot of some of the games I played in when I was new to D&D. Poorly paced and kind of illogical.
So I take that spear, I fire, I start throwing. Have on a chin you can hang on to.
Jeez. Early red flags. Dumbledore finds them in the tavern and they have to run away again. But not before the thief and the wizard teleport into the scroll where they are given the main quest off camera. I'm not kidding.
I gotta go back. I think I'm in love. Why? I just wanna hit it.
He just said, I just want to hit it. Okay, I figured it out. I know who Marlon Wayans is. Marlon Wayans is the person who gets really into character, but he doesn't do voices. He just talks the way he talks. I like that guy. That's a good player to have. Dude, Critical Role stole the bidet joke from this movie. That's crazy. So they just got the quest. They pop back into the world and they're like, okay, we now know the plan. By the way, I'm the chosen one. Why didn't they get the quest on camera? This is a pretty stupid part of the movie. He still got chicken in his beard. Oh, it's the elf. I totally forgot to mention there's this elf that's tracking them. She is the it that Marlon Wayans so eloquently spoke of when he said, I just wanted to hit it. And it's very unclear who she's working for. It seems like she might be working for Jeremy Irons, but it seems like she might also be working for the Empire. But I thought Jeremy Irons worked for the Empire. None of it makes any sense. It doesn't matter. It's stupid. It's just going to get stupider from here. The group learns that they need to go to the City of Thieves to retrieve a special gemstone that is going to be the key to unlocking the vault that is going to eventually lead to them getting the staff of the dragon control so that the mages and the Empire stop fighting. Oh, it's so stupid. This guy, he's supposed to be in Guardians of the Galaxy. What's he doing here?
If I ain't drinking, you sure ain't shopping. Come on.
Kind of a weird line. Yeah, that line still feels weird to me too. We go meet the King of the Thieves, and he is immediately also fairly problematic.
Yes, well, I think you must be very accomplished to have such a precious morsel traveling with you.
Jesus. That part didn't age that well. So the pervy Thief King tells them that in order for them to get the emerald to do the thing, they have to go through a crazy maze that no one has ever survived. I don't love designing traps or puzzles for my games, but I do love puzzles and traps in games. So as soon as I realized that this was probably going to be just a set of crazy puzzles or traps, oh boy, I was excited. Let's go! Let's see some motherfucking traps! Let's get some traps in here! Roll some investigation checks! Make some dexterity saving throws! I gotta admit, I was not disappointed. This is cool. It's a smart way of solving the puzzle. That was great. Okay, this movie is pretty terrible, but it's still fun. This is like the dungeon master realized the puzzle wasn't hard enough, so they start adding new elements to it in the middle of the fight. They solved it too quickly. Oh, you figured out which tiles work. Well, guess what? Now the wall is coming in, and now some of the tiles flip. Ridley solves the puzzle. He gets the special emerald, and just as they're about to leave, the pervy Thief King is like, hey, instead of leaving with the prize, why don't you give it back? But then the bald guy, Dumbledore, comes in, and there's like a big fight between them, so then they leave with it anyway. So I don't really know the point of that whole scene.
Never joke when mages trespass in my guild.
They do not like wizards here. But that's thinking about it from movie perspective. If this was a D&D game, that extra confrontation could make a lot of sense if you need to fill out the session, or you just want to have a combat encounter that gets everybody incorporated after one person got so much spotlight. Just saying. That would be a lot of fun. Are they going to have one of these scenes? One of the kick things around the party scenes? Amidst the fight, Dumbledore kidnaps the mage. Whoa, she's really upset. What are those strings? What are those strings? Why are there strings behind them? What the hell were those strings? Ripley, Snails, and the dwarf escape. They decide that they're gonna go save the mage, but then they're kidnapped by the elf that was chasing them?
Well, yeah, that's her. Pretty, huh?
They all look alike to me.
Silence!
Oh, weirdly racist. Hey, red flag number 3 from the dwarf. Look at that. Her armor has nipples.
Human.
And a belly button. The elf says, if they do anything funny, kill them. But they don't do anything funny. And she's like immediately allies with them. So why are they so confrontational when they first meet? I have no idea. The party goes off with the elves, and we see a little bit of what's going on with the mage and Dumbledore. I don't think anybody's having a good time in this scene. This is like somebody's first time running a campaign. No one cares that things are a little bit off. Everything happens whenever it needs to. Has anyone introduced themselves? Like, has she... We don't know the elf's name? Do we know the dwarf's name? And now they're immediately going to save the mage. Again, why the confrontation? Why not just be like, hey, guys, your mage friend was captured. Let's go save her. So stupid. I'm sure the main character has a name. This guy. I don't remember what it is. And then there's the wizard named Maria or Marina. And then there's Jeremy Irons named Protheus. In this part of the movie, the adventurers are breaking into this enemy fort to steal the mage. And the fort is being guarded by these creatures called beholders. I remember that there was going to be a scene with a beholder. But I thought that I was misremembering it. And they were actually like spectators, which are technically a beholder kin that's kind of weaker, but no, these are just beholders. This part of the movie is stupid. Beholders are so much cooler than this. If you're not familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, beholders are these cosmically powerful creatures that shoot laser beams from their eyes and rule kingdoms. They're megalomaniacs. They're end boss monsters. So it's a little bit odd that they are being used in this way in this movie. That must have pissed off so many people. This didn't bother me at all the first time I saw this movie because I had no idea what beholders were. None of it makes any sense. There's so many types of monsters they could have made as guards. That would make more sense. They just grabbed the monster manual, flipped through. Oh, this thing looks kind of unique. Should we read the words about it? Nah. Eyeball monsters, they probably keep watch. Hey, there's a hookah. Is he going to smoke hookah? While rescuing their mage friend, Snails finds the map in Dumbledore's office.
Just like you thieves, always taking things that don't belong to you.
Terrible line, which turns into this extended, really oddly brutal fight scene that feels very out of place with the tone of the rest of the movie. I mean, I would just take my chances and try to scale down the side of the building. Dumbledore. Dan, Dumbledore is intense in this. His name's Dumbledore. Alright, whatever. Oh yeah, you don't like his name? We're gonna make him kill your friend. Now you remember his name. Yeah, Dumbledore straight up murks Snails. I was genuinely surprised when this happened the first time I saw this movie as a little kid, but I did remember that it happened this time, so it didn't quite catch me off guard as much. The tonal shift is still dramatic, though, even when you know it's coming. They did you dirty, Snails. They did you dirty. Bye, Snails. You lived like you died. Kind of intensely. We then skip over to a bunch of bullshit happening with the Empress and the Council. It doesn't matter, it's just terrible acting. That's all it is. And some good costumes. Some good costumes.
You understand the consequences of your decision.
Do not patronize me.
That guy looks like he's wearing a graduation robe.
My crime would be graver yet, for I would be defying my conscience and our people.
It's such bad acting. I'm not sure if it's because the acting is so bad or the writing is so bad, but this whole part of the movie confused the hell out of me. In hindsight, I get it. The Empress is trying to make sure that everybody can be equal, but we don't get any of examples between the differences of classes in this world. We don't see what it means to be free or to be oppressed. It feels like she's talking about nothing. She's doing it so badly. What are they arguing over?
This how I decree Izmir shall be run from this day.
What does that mean? Who has more rights than other people? I'm so confused. She's talking about equal rights, but was that like an aspect of the movie that I just missed? I thought they were fighting to find a scepter because he wants to just rule with the dragon. This is also around the point in the movie where if you look at me watching the movie, you can tell that I am getting very bored. I'm getting very bored at this point. Whatever glow there was about the excitement of this and the, ooh, it's gonna be like a role-playing game, that's all gone at this point. Now I am just ready for the movie to end. She looks like she's not yelling. It looks like she's doing voiceover. Doesn't sound like her voice is coming out of her mouth. Am I crazy?
I am not afraid.
Why does it seem like her voice isn't coming out of her face? Where's your voice coming out? Oh, that's a cool looking tree. The heroes make their way to the elf city, and it's got a guy there with crazy teeth who uses magic to heal Ripley. Ripley. I actually don't know. It's one of those two. I'm sure I've used it interchangeably, and I'm okay with that. He's got crazy teeth. This part's boring. This is a boring scene. I'm ready for him to go into another maze or something. Oh shit, it's the Scanlan moment. He's having his Scanlan moment. You don't even know my mom's name! There's this shoehorned emotional moment between the main characters where it seems like their ideologies are really gonna clash, but we haven't really had any conversations about those ideologies or anything about, well, anything, really, the whole movie, so it's just so bad. Oh, this part sucks.
You are so naive.
Don't you understand? It's bigger than us. We haven't seen this woman have one conversation about politics yet this movie, or one interaction with the Empress at all. Why does she care so much? Did I just miss a part where she like talked about caring about classism? You're pretty cool for a mage. Let's bone. Let's touch magic items. Hey, is your attunement slot open? I cast make out. They make up, and there's no larger consequences for that conversation happening at all. They decide to leave and continue the adventure, and some random dude gives the main character a sword that's magical, and it seems like it's supposed to seem like it's important, but it's not. It's just out of the blue. So it sort of feels like an afterthought. Who's this random dude? Just give him a magic sword. Just some dude? Thanks, man. You got a cool mask. I wear half a mask and you wear half a mask. He got a magic sword that wasn't explained from people that we didn't meet.
What is it?
It's some sort of force field.
Force of some kind. Ridley?
His name's Ridley. Two big things happened here. A contrived plot device that separates the main character from the rest of the story so that it really is no longer like a party vibe, although let's face it, there were very few party vibes throughout the whole thing. But two, this was the moment in the movie that I learned the main character's name. Ridley. It's Ridley. I know the main character's name. I feel like I win the movie. All right? We can be done now, right? There's no more. Oh, there's a little more. Okay.
Be careful.
I have a crush on you now. Now that you touched my mouth to your mouth. Okay, that's a really cool prop. That little lantern, that's awesome. That's a legit good idea for a magic item. I feel like this movie has amazing props. A lot of other stuff is not that great, but the props are high quality. The props in the movie were really good. It's probably the one highlight of the movie. There is a weird amount of environmental world building that it could, I almost see it like a potential for a good story in this world, but they didn't take advantage of it. But that lantern, great little environmental world building. What a cool device. I'll also say that you'll notice that I don't remember the plot as I enter into this scene in the movie. What's happening right now is the main character has finally gotten to the place that they're supposed to go. They put the thing that they got from the thing that they needed from the thing into the thing. They're going to open the thing and they're going to get the staff. This is what everything is driving towards. And yet I have forgotten the plot. I'll pick it back up. I don't remember why he's breaking in here. Oh, I guess there's a scepter inside? I forgot about the staff. This is the climax of the movie. Look how bored I am.
I'm gonna find out.
Be warned. Anyone who wields the power of the rod shall suffer a horrible...
You probably can't even attune to it. Suddenly and very abruptly, we are rocketed back to the city, where it looks like the dragons and the mages are just already fighting. Oh shit! Dude, I feel like the biggest moments in this movie happen off screen. Who are the dragons attacking? Are they just attacking this tower? That's not how S.H.I.E.L.D. works. So, the Empress is using her golden rod to attack a bunch of wizard towers, but aren't they in the same city? So she's just like destroying the city that she's in? As Ridley emerges victorious with the staff, it turns out that Dumbledore has snuck up on the party and he gets the staff from Ridley. But that's not what's important. What's important is I want you to just look at how bored I am. I am just ready for bed.
Kill them.
Here we go. Everybody loves when Jeremy starts yelling random noises. Dumbledore gets the staff back to evil Jeremy Irons, and the adventurers follow, leading to a big, climactic battle. Now time for the most epic visual spectacle you've ever seen. Avatar 3. It's Dumbledore! The Dungeon Master's like, his name is Damodon! Alright, whatever, Dumbledore! This is so boring, this part. This is like when the Dungeon Master plans a really big, crazy final battle, but they make too many moving parts, and it goes from really exciting to kind of boring because everyone has to wait as they roll 30 dice to figure out what's happening. Sneak attack! Bye! Oh yeah, some more sweet CG dragons, let's go. They're so epic. Jeez Louise. Best line in the movie, I knew it was coming, lived up to the hype. They start fighting, Ridley gets the staff, he has the opportunity to wield it, but he instead decides to smash it, ending anyone's chance of controlling the red dragons. So selfless, so brave, so boring.
The battle may be, Your Majesty. Maybe.
But not the war. Evil Jeremy Irons gets eaten by a dragon, and the fight kind of just ends. What about all the other evil wizards that were like shooting fireballs and trying to take over? I guess they're all dead too? The queen just beat them into submission.
Thank you.
I didn't do much. I mostly just drank and made some inappropriate jokes and ate a bunch of gross chicken. Yes, but now we're in love. All of us. The kingdom remains damaged, but upstanding.
At long last, I do declare that you are now all equal.
What the fuck does that even mean? What does it mean that you're all equal? Equal in what ways? What is going on here? And you'd think that would be the end of the movie. It would make sense for that to be the end of the movie. It's not the end of the movie. Don't tell me that that is Snails' gravestone. He doesn't even get a real stone. He just gets a pile of rocks. If they're all equal, why doesn't he get a gravestone? He just saved the friggin' kingdom. Get the man a real gravestone. It's just a pile of rocks. What's happening? The hell is happening? What is happening? I got bored a lot. Half of the acting was terrible, but it was fun.